All right, good afternoon. It's twist 4. That's the call for this one, twist number 4. So it's all about twisting action. We'll start off, as I said, with some work with the hamstrings and lower back, and then we'll get to the last half of the session, and it's nothing more than twist, constant left and right, with the legs extended and with the legs bent and taken to the sides, like for Baradabashina twist. All right, let's get started. In your space on your mat, we're coming down to downward facing dog. So you can, if you're standing, you can just do a forward fold and walk your hands into your best posture of downward facing dog. Go ahead and work out any of the kinks here. You can step it out a little bit. We're here for 1 minute. So walk it out a little bit as you need to. Come onto your toes. Then bring your heels down. Your hands are about shoulders width apart. And if you've got tight shoulders, yeah, the hands can be wider apart, so you're fine there. Feet no wider than your hips if they are separated here. Continue to work the heels towards the mat. You don't have to touch the mats, but if you can get them to the point where they're touching the mats, great. As always, if you need to come down to your forearms for turbo dog, please do so. Those of you with wrist or shoulder issues, I recommend this one. But if you have serious shoulder issues, then you may not even want to do this particular posture because it puts a little extra oomph on your shoulders. All right, we're almost there, folks. Your breath, ujjayi pranayama breath, nice and deep, in and out through the nose. Fill the lungs. Use that diaphragm to push a little more air out than normal. Keep up this breath technique. Give me one more breath in. With your exhale, Balasana, child's pose. Knees come down, hips to heels. You can fold your arms if you'd like. We're here for 5 breaths. So it's really important on your exhale, you manage to release a little more tension, ease back just a little more. Keep the breath cycles nice and deep. We're 2 more breaths. Last breath in. Ooh, with that exhale, let's bring it up to all 4s. We're going into downward dog and then walk into a forward fold. So from downward dog, you can either walk your hands to your feet or your feet, walk them to your hands. And we're going to stay folded. You don't have to grab the toes and force the torso down. Just hang out where you are. No tension in the neck. Let your head hang. Of course, if you need to, put a little bend in the knees. If you've got really tight hamstrings and a bad back, bending the knees a little bit is absolutely fine as you reach for the mat, top of the feet, or just have your hands resting on the shins. Okay, we're here for a few breaths. Feel the extension, the lengthening along the lower back. And if you don't feel it with the legs bent, you'll feel it as you start to straighten out the legs. Hang in there, a couple more breaths. Nice. Remember, no tension in the neck. Last breath in. Great. And from here, we're going to go back into downward facing dog. So I'm going to walk my feet back to downward facing dog. And for those of you that are at the back of your mat, you're more than welcome to walk your hands forward to downward dog. Okay, from here, leg lift. Let's take the left leg straight back and up. Don't bend the leg, just lift it up where you can. Keep the right leg long, maybe try to get the right heel onto the mat. Lift the left leg, hold here. We've got 4 more breaths right here. Nice work. 2 more breaths. Last breath in. Exhale, recover, switch sides. If you need to come out of the posture, please do. You can come down to all 4s and still do a nice straight leg lift. Lots of options. If you're hanging in there, stick with the breath. Don't bend the leg. Try to keep it long. Nice. 2 more breaths. Last breath in. With the exhale, right foot comes down. Child's pose. So bring the knees down. That was a long one. You can fold the arms or keep them extended. I'll leave that up to you. We're here for 5 breaths. Just relax into this posture. Maintain your deep Ujjayi pranayama breath. But with your exhales, sink into your posture a little deeper if you can. Nice work. A couple more breaths. Find your focus on where you are right now. Nowhere else, just on your mat, in your space. Last breath in. And with the exhale, bring it up to all fours. And from all fours, let's do a leg extension from here, please. Take your left leg back. Your left toes are on the mat. And press the heel towards the back of the mat or the wall behind you. So you're pressing into the mat with your hands. Keep your stomach, your core is in. Keep your head neutral, but keep the left leg tight. That's it. Arms extended here. You can, of course, come down to your forearms and do this. There's nothing wrong with that. My focus here is that left hip all the way down the left leg. So hold here. Give me one more breath. With that exhale, recover. Bring the left leg in. Right leg is out. Toes are down. Push the heel to the wall behind you or to the back of the mat. So yeah, we're keeping that right leg tight. I mean, tighten everything. Keep the energy going there. You might actually feel it in your shoulders as well as you push into the mat. Stick with the breath. Nice and deep. In and out. We got 3 more breaths right here. Last breath in and recover. Woo, bring that leg in. All right, we're coming up to downward facing dog. So come underneath your toes, lift the hips, ease back into your best posture. Nice work. 1 breath in. And with that exhale, step your feet forward or walk your hands back. We're coming into a forward fold. Another easy forward fold. We're just hanging out, not forcing the torso down, just going where gravity takes us. And from here, bend your knees a little bit more, please, and roll up slowly. You can put your hands on top of the knees and help bring you all the way up to standing. Nice. Small back bend, please. Hands to hips, pelvis forward, lift the heart. Oh yeah, that's the ticket, and bring it up. All right, last one of the intensive sides for the hamstrings. This is Parsvottanasana. Let's start with the right leg back, please. So I'm stepping back just a couple of feet here. For this one, we're gonna keep the left leg long. Try not to bend it. Try not to bend it at all, and we're going to do a forward fold over the left leg. So inhale, bring the torso back a little. Exhale, forward fold, and release your hands to the mat. Now, if you cannot reach the mat, you got it. A block, a box, a chair, anything will work here. If you have nothing in front of you, you can brace your hands on your leg, but keep the leg long. Do not bend it. This is the intensive Eastern stretch. But ultimately, we'll get the flexibility to get the hands to the mat and maybe planting a nice kiss on your left knee. I'm close, but not that close. The back leg, in this case, my right foot, you can bring the foot up. That'll intensify it a bit more, or you can take it back. So play with that. You can adjust that leg. All right, one more breath here. And with your next inhale, look forward, step your back foot up, roll up slowly. So I'll take my hands to my knees to help bring me up. Awesome. Let's do the other side. This time I'm going to step the left leg back. This is Parsvottanasana. We'll keep the right leg long and straight, hands on the hips. Inhale, lean back a little. Exhale, forward fold, and release your hands to the mat. All right. As always, you got it. A block works well if you can't reach the mat. You don't have to reach the mat. It's not critical. If you're close to a wall, you can actually face the wall and do the same posture with your hands on the wall. I think we may have done this in studio a few times. Keep the head relaxed, please. I mean, ultimately, you want to kiss your knee. But the reality is, once you get that length, not only the hamstrings, but your lower back, you'll be kissing your shin because you'll be able to extend beyond your knee. And if you're looking at your thigh right now, you've got a little more work, but we'll get there. All right, folks, 3 more breaths. Last breath in. And with the next inhale, step your left foot up. Bend the knees a little more and roll up slowly. I'm taking my hands to my knees to help bring myself up. Hands to hips and a small back bend. The pelvis going forward, heart lifting. That's it. That's the ticket, folks. And we bring it up to neutral. Great. All right, next up, triangle. We're going to do triangle pose, and we'll hold each posture for 30 seconds. So let's start with the right leg. We'll take the right leg back to warrior number 2. So if you remember warrior number 2, chest and pelvis favor the right side of the mat. Left leg is bent slightly, arms are up. All right, triangle. Lengthen the front leg. Lean forward and rotate. Lots of options here. Now, some of you have your fingertips to the mat. That's great. Or maybe resting on the front shin. If you're having some right shoulder issues, right hand, right hip, and just roll the shoulder back. We've got a twist action going on in the lower back. We're opening up the chest. That's it. So wherever you're at right now, hang in there and breathe. Looks good, folks. A couple more breaths. Last breath in. Nice. With the exhale, look down and lift the torso. Woo! Hands to hips. All right, let's make this easy. Let's do the other side. But I'm going to take my left toes, my left foot, to face the front. And I'm just going to pivot to do warrior number 2 on the other side. Now I'm facing the back of the mat. Maybe you're facing the back of your room. This time, the right leg is slightly bent, left leg nice and long. Okay, triangle. I'm lengthening the front leg, lean forward and rotate. And this is my tighter side. I can feel this already, but we'll come down a little longer. Same rules apply, folks, here. So that left hand can go onto the hip and just roll the shoulder back. My focus here is the low spine, and that's where you're getting your twisting action in. So the bonus, having that arm up, is just that, a bonus. We've got about 4 more breaths here. Hang in there. That front leg, keep it long. I know I started to bend it a bit. Keep it long and strong. 2 more breaths. Last breath in. And with the exhale, look down at that right foot. Lift the torso. Nice. Inhale again. Exhale, release the arms. Step up. Woo, shake it off. And we'll come to the front of the mat. We have a forward fold. This is the forward fold at 30 seconds. So I'm going to have my feet apart, just about hips width apart here. And we'll come down nice and easy. Hands can come down the legs. Bend the knees as you need to. And just hang out like we were before. Padangusthasana is when you're actually gripping your toes or your ankles and pulling your torso down. We're not doing that right now. We're just hanging out in a nice, easy forward fold. Feel the length along the lower back, the hamstrings. Of course, if it's really tight, bend the knees a little bit, please. But eventually, we'll be able to have the legs nice and long with the same posture. Your core, your stomach is in. All right, a couple more breaths right here. We're almost there. 1 more breath. And with one more. Give me one more inhale. And with that next exhale, you can plant your hands, step your feet back, bring your knees down to the mat. We have a twist, mariachi twist. So we're going to have a sit down with the legs extended in front. So the first half of this session really works on hamstrings, calf, and lower back, just to lengthen. Now we're going to use that warm up to work the spinal column. So we'll start this one, and we did do a small twist with triangle, but now we get into the deeper twisting action. All right, let's start with mariachi. Bend your left leg. The left foot is flat on the mat. I'm going to hug that knee in a bit. And we're going to twist to the right. So I'm going to move my left arm on the inside. My right hand goes back, and we're twisting to the right. Now, my right arm is propping the torso up. I don't want you to lean back. Not good. Keep the torso up tall and twist. And yeah, you can also activate the right leg. So if your foot's just hanging out, tighten it up, flex that foot. The calf is energizing on the mat. A little extra work, but it's worth it. And of course, that left hand can help you twist a little deeper to the right side. So far, so good. Give me one more breath here. With that exhale, woo, recover. Let's switch sides. Extend the left leg, bend the right leg. This is mariachi. And we twist to the left. And go ahead and activate the left leg, flexing that foot. Toes come back at you. Stick with the breath. Torso's nice and tall. If you get any cramps in your solar plexus, just don't fight through it. Just come on out of the posture. That's it. Looks good, folks. Wow. One more breath. And with your exhale, recover. Bring it back to the front. Shake out the legs. Next up is cobbler's pose. Cobblers. So we're going to bend the legs, bring the soles of the feet together, and bring the heels in. I'm going to hold on to my toes here. Some of you probably have your knees on the floor already. If you do, great. And this is also a posture where you can actually sit on a block or a blanket. So you're more than welcome to sit on a block or a blanket. Having tight hips, maybe not the best knees in the world, getting a little bit of altitude with the hips helps out. All right, so hold on. Try to keep the torso here. You can come forward with it. If that's in your practice, to lean forward, placing your forehead on your feet, brilliant. Do it. You can make that happen. Other than that, we're hanging out here. We've got about 5 more breaths here. And using your elbows inside the knees, help push the knees out just a little more. So far, so good. Looking great here. Nice. And with the last inhale, with that exhale, release your grip, bring the knees up. Oh, yeah. I'm going to shake my legs out a bit here. Great. All right, next up, Upavista Konasana. So we're still seated. This time, take the legs, open them up as wide as you can. And this is another great one if you're sitting on the edge of a blanket, so the pelvis is rolling forward just a little bit. That'll help you work into a little deeper into your posture. Now, legs are open far as they can. Good. Now, for this version, we're going to twist the torso to the leg. We're not going to lean forward on it. So let's start to the right. I'm twisting the torso to the right. I'm trying to align my body with the right leg. That's it. That's where we're at right now. So we're not leaning forward. Don't reach for the foot. Hang here in the twist. Now, if you're twisting beyond the leg, great. I'm not complaining. Go ahead and activate the legs. So flex the feet. Toes are coming in. Good. Because I'm actually twisting just a little bit beyond the right leg here. Twisting action to the right, trying to keep the torso nice and tall. There we go. 3 more breaths. Hold here. Last breath in. Exhale, recover to the center. Let's keep going to the other side. Oh, and I am not twisting beyond the left leg on this one. But we're trying to get the torso aligned with the left leg. Keep the torso up. And we're here for 30 seconds. So hang in there and breathe. Hands can be anywhere you need to. Have one in front, one in the back to keep the torso tall. Looking at my toes, looking beyond the left toes. That's it. Nice, easy. Okay, maybe not so easy in the twisting time, but I don't think we've done this one in the past. Looks good. One more breath in. Exhale, recover. Woo, twist practice. That's a lot of twisting, y'all. Okay, bring the legs in, shake them out. All right, I'm gonna sit on the edge of a blanket for this one. We're going to do an easy cross leg twist. So you can cross your legs however you see fit. It doesn't have to be, look, you can go to a lotus posture if you've got that in your practice. But an easy cross leg twist. All right, let's do it. Let's go to the right. So I'm going to use my left hand on top of the right knee to help twist my torso a little further over. Once again, we're keeping the torso tall. Nice and tall. Look over to the right side of the mat, or in my case, the back side of the mat. Nice. And come back to center, to the left. An easy seated cross leg twist. Looking over to the left, and yeah, I don't have as much flexibility on this side. I guess we'll get there with time though. Hang in there, stick with the breath. Nice work. 2 more breaths right here. Keep the tension there. Last breath in. And with the exhale, come back to center. Woo! Great work. Next up, Upavista Konasana. Round number 2. So let's get the legs and open them up. And I'm on a blanket now. So I'm just going to get the pelvis rolling forward just a little bit. All right, get your legs as wide as you can. This time, walk your hands forward. Just walk your hands forward. Now, if you've got this down to where you're laid out flat, great. Just try not to go to sleep. We're not going to be here that long. Everyone else, walk the hands forward. And if you can't touch the floor, use a block. That works great. Use 2 blocks if necessary. If you've got a small dog, put them right here and just hold on to them. The more we do this, you'll get to the point where, well, maybe the forearms get to the mat, and then you'll get your torso a little closer. But this is one of the postures that if you do regularly, say, I don't know, every other day, give it 5 minutes every other day with it. Maybe even use a wall. You can put your feet on the wall, facing the wall. You'll get down to the point where you will be laid out flat. And if nothing else, it goes great during social gatherings, especially when you're with your family and friends and whatnot. And this is the posture you throw yourself out on the floor with. Then everyone's going to want to do yoga. All right, hang in there, folks. We've got a few more breaths here. Walk your hands a little further. If you start to get comfortable, the tension's not really there anymore, walk a little further forward. And yes, flex the feet. Keep it strong. 1 more breath in. Ooh, with the exhale, bring the torso up. Oh, wow. Take the hands behind the thighs. Shoulders are up, back, and down. As we lift the heart, get a little compression in the low back. Nice. And recover. Bharadvasana's twist. All right, now I like having my hips a little higher for this one, so I'm going to sit on a block. So a Bharadvasana, let's start with the right. I'm going to bend my left leg and then bend the right leg so the right foot's on top of the left knee. And of course, you can go deeper with this by bringing the foot onto your waistline. Go where you can with this one. Everyone else, let's twist to the right. That's it. Looks good. I'm really working this side. I have no problem on the right side. Keep the torso tall. Give me a couple more breaths. Groovy. One more breath in. Exhale, recover to the front. Switch sides. So for Baradavasana twist, I'm bending the right leg back. And I'll bend my left leg so the left foot's on top of the right knee. And of course, on this side, I can get my foot up a little bit. But really, the full version of this, your foot is up in the waistline. And in this case, your left hand will reach behind you to grab your toes of your left foot. Stop laughing, it actually happens. Okay, let's twist to the left. From wherever you happen to be, we're twisting to the left. And this is clearly my tight side. I'm feeling this along the lower right side, onto the right hip, outer edge of that right hip. But keep the torso tall, keep your breath engaged. Never give up on the breath. Great. One more breath in. And with the exhale, recover. Woo. Keep those legs out again. I'm coming off of the block. Konasana. Upavista Konasana. I know, this is the third and last one. So open up the legs. And we're going side to side on this one. So let's start with the right. I'm going to twist the torso to the right, lean forward, and if you can reach out to grab your right toes. And if you can't reach them, a towel or a strap works great. And just pull the torso down over the right leg. We're trying to keep the right leg long. Don't want you to bend it, so try to keep it long and bring it down. Now, for those of you that are already lying down on the leg, try a twist. In this case, the right hand comes on the inside of that right foot. Twist the torso to the left and bring that left hand overhead to reach for the toes. That's if you already have your torso on that right leg. If you're like me, just hang out here. We're doing great. Give me a couple of more breaths. I know, it's going deeper into that hamstring again. Last breath in. And with the exhale, recover. Bring the torso up slowly. Twist to the left. And of course, if you've already done the Escada, do the derecha. And we come down, extending out over the leg. And I'm going to reach and grab my big toes here. This is my tighter side. I can really feel it in the calf and the hamstrings here. Do what you can. If you're not coming down that far, you can even just lean and favor the leg. If you're unable to reach and you don't have a towel or a strap, instead of just keeping the torso tall, just lean towards the leg. That works great. And you're doing it. You're making it happen. We can make as many variations with our practice as we need to here. That's it. Hang in there, folks. Couple of more breaths. Great work. One more breath in. And with your next inhale, slowly bring the torso up. Woo! Hands behind the thighs. Shoulders are up, back and down. And we lift the heart just a bit here. Wow. Nice work and recover. Go ahead and bring the legs in. Nice and easy. Shake them out. Nice stuff. All right. Cobbler's pose. We're going back to cobbler's pose. So, seated with the legs bent, bring the soles of the feet together. And I'm going to hold on to my feet here. We're here for about 30 seconds. Remember, for cobbler's pose, it's another great homework pose for you. You can do this with your back against a wall. And if you do it with your back against the wall, you don't feel the need to hold on to your feet or your toes because you've got a lot of support going on with the wall. So feel free to grab a book or your clever phone and, hang out for about 5 minutes. We're not going to be there for 5 minutes on this one, but as we keep the knees coming down towards the mat. All right. One more breath in. And let's transition. Keep the legs there. Let's do supta. We're going to lie down now. Keep the legs where they're at. And we're just going to bring the torso back and lie down flat. Now, you've got options here. You can also lie down on a blanket or a block. So if you put the block, it'll work as a great chest opener. It's not mandatory for this one. Mainly, we're looking at the pelvic girdle here. So if you don't have a block, don't sweat it. Just keep the soles of the feet together, heels coming close in, the knees opening up. And you can even place your hands on your knees if you like. That would give a little extra work, safer to the gravity working on them. If you need a lot more umph on this one, I suggest sandbags. You don't have to buy them. Just get a couple of Ziploc bags, fill them with sand, place them on your knees. And of course, you can vary the weight. If you have a kitchen scale or a bathroom scale, you can figure out how much. I'd say no more than 2 pounds, even though I've seen people use 5-pound weights on each knee, each leg to open them up. Okay, we're looking good. Hang in here, a couple of more breaths. Even without the block beneath you, underneath the shoulder blades, it is a chest opener. Your breath should be nice and easy at this point. All right, one more breath in. Nice with the exhale. With your next inhale, bring the knees up. Oh, wow. Oh, I feel that. And bring the knees into your chest. This is Apanasana. So heads on top or behind the knees. And just squeeze in. Even rock a little bit left and right. Great. From here, feet on the mat, it is Shavasana Pradiviti. So, feet are flat, drop the knees to the left. Keep your right shoulder on the mat. Yeah, it's our supine twist. Of course, you can go deeper with this one if you'd like by taking the top leg and kicking it out. You can make modifications as you see fit, but try to keep the right shoulder on the mat, and you can look over the right shoulder. So this is taking that spinal column and twisting it the top and the bottom in opposite directions. Your last great twist for the evening. Give me a couple of more breaths here, please. Last breath in. And with the exhale, inhale, switch knees or switch sides. So I'm bringing one leg up, then the other, and dropping the knees to the right side and keeping the left shoulder on the mat. And as always, you can sneak that leg up a little bit or kick the left leg out. That will tighten the twist. You may have it for tonight. It may be too much for you. Play with it. It's your practice. All right, from here, I want you to go ahead and disengage your Ujjayi Pranayama breath. Just breathe regularly. You can even take a few deep breaths with your exhales through the mouth. You'll feel a bit of a change there, save for the relative forced breathing of the Ujjayi side. Two more breaths, nice and relatively deep breaths, and with open mouth exhalations. And from here, Sukhasana. You can just roll to the right. Our knees are already there. And we're going to come up to a comfortable seated posture. Sukhasana. Any seated posture is fine. Your eyes soft or closed. Your Ujjayi pranayama breath is disengaged at this point. Take stock of the body, how you feel right now, with some easy movements on the shoulders, wrists. Your spinal column is alive. It's warmed up. We've bent and flexed it every which way. We've done an awesome job with the spinal column and spinal health for this session. With a last deep breath, bring the arms up and overhead. Palms come together. Exhale the breath as the hands come down past your third eye into your heart center. On your continuing journey, remember always to remain kind, remain gentle, and always remember to stay fearless. Thank you for a great session this evening. Thank you and namaste.